Give me a second. I gotta get the lights on. That's better. Maybe. How is everybody? Hey, D-Man. Good to see ya. Nature Fan 101. Good to see you. The water makes them heavier. Yep, that's why. Itote. Trying to be good. So, I hope everybody's had a good week. We had a lot of wind in the area last night into the early morning hours. And I had a weird thought that the neighbor has trees in his yard that could come down and he might need help. Well, the neighbor didn't have any trees come down, but my brother did. And funny thing, it's not his tree that came down, but one that was on the property to the west of him. A pine tree came down, smacked his house. The southwest corner of the house needs help. And the good news is no people were hurt, and nor were there any animals that were hurt. So with that, that's what's up with me. What is up with everybody else? I hope nobody else had any tree damage. Really quick, that's what I'm working on right now for coloring. But I'm looking. Oh no, not this again. I really hope that doesn't happen throughout the entire live. I will be so mad. Later in the live stream, we're going to be doing 2 little fun bridge activities to move us between our dinosaurs. Also, if you want to know what I'm doing tomorrow, or if you want to know my TikTok and my Instagram accounts, you need to stick around till the end. I do have a poll for us today that I need to enter because I've been sloppy. Where's my... Oh, darn it. I know why I don't have them. Hold on. I signed in to YouTube, not even thinking that my account might be switched. Which, of course, it was. Well, I'm glad you didn't have any trees come down on you. sorry. Okay, there we go. There we go. Got it, got it, got it. All is good in the... Oh, it's spinning. There it goes. Okay. So, could a pack of Allosaurus take down a Brachiosaurus? Yes, if they work together. B, no way, it's just too big or something like that. Okay. So, Allosaurus lived during the late... I'm doing it again. Lived during the late Jurassic, somewhere around 150 million years ago, and they roamed the Earth for around 10 million years. Now, it's thought that the horns that we see on Allosaurus, these little horns, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, right there. On him, they're red. Those horns would have been used to aid the animal in recognizing other Allosauruses for finding mates. Fun fact. You know, sometimes you guys are just way too quiet. I'm glad the snow is gone in your area. Yeah, they are. They're not very big horns, but they are horns. They're horns. They're just not very big horns. Now, to me, this is what I think of when I think of a Jurassic predator. Would have been Allosaurus. That he's not the only carnivore out there. There would have been a few others, you know. No, they're pretty much just there for, I don't want to say decoration. They may have helped with, like, the sun. Yeah, mate selection. D-Man 9FP, you know as well as I do that we don't know everything there is to know about dinosaurs. We can only basically make guesses. Yes, mate selection. Hi, Bob 3I73. I doubt it. Maybe. So, second thing. Okay, I'm happy for you. These guys would have measured around 12 meters in length or around 39 feet in length. So they were not a small dinosaur in anybody's imagination. They would have stood around 3.8 meters or 12 feet high, and they would have weighed in around 2.3 tons. Bob 3I73, where are you from? And they would have weighed around 2.3 tons. Now, we don't know what they look like. This is just a artist imagination going wild. He was discovered in 1877 by Charles Marsh in Colorado. If I didn't say it, 1877. More fossils would eventually be found, with a complete skeleton not being found until 1907. Oh yes, Brachiosaurus was way bigger, but we'll talk about that later in the live stream. Allosaurus has much bigger arms than T-Rex. I don't know if you can see that. We'll do a little side by side. Much bigger arms. Now, T-Rex and Allosaurus never would have met. It's even thought that maybe Allosaurus might have used their arms and their claws to hurt their prey. Bigger than a raptor. They were not what they're going to use to kill. Am I back? Am I back? Tell me I'm back. Okay. Thank goodness. I expect that to happen again. So these guys would have been feeding on ornithopods, sauropods, and stegosaurus. Sauropods and stegosaurus. And we we know they were feeding on stegosaurus because we have found evidence of their teeth. They would have killed probably with their teeth, probably with their mouth, but they would have used, it's potentially that they might have used the claws. Now they would have fed on ornithopods, sauropods, and stegosaur. Now, I'm not sure what the ornithopods were. Yes, they would have hunted sauropods, which if you don't know what a sauropod is, those are the animals like stegosaurus, or not stegosaurus, I'm sorry. That would have been animals like Brontosaurus, Brachiosaurus, stuff like that. Hold on, guys. I'm going to look something up real quick. I should have done this already. These would have been your bird-footed dinosaurs. So, duck-billed dinosaurs, and iguanodon. These guys would have been hunting those animals. Good to know. Yes. I lost my place. So it is believed that they hunted in packs. Bob 3 I-73, you probably... Oh no, you're right. They hunted herbivores. You're right. They did. Those are types of herbivores. These guys lived out west, and they were not alone. They also would have hunted in packs to help take down sauropods, because probably just one Allosaurus is not going to take down a Brachiosaurus. These guys would have lived alongside Ceratosaurus and Torvosaurus. But based on the other two dinosaurs' builds, it is believed that they probably lived like more in the forest versus where Allosaurus lived. It is believed that Allosaurus lived alongside the floodplains. It's also very important for you to know that Allosaurus is not a species. They did have claws, but they are not the killer claws that a raptor has. This is when we say Allosaurus, we're really talking about a genus, not a species. However, there may be as many as 4 or 5 species of Allosaurus that lived not just in North America, but in Europe also. This is the most abundant large predator in the Morrison Formation. It is the state fossil of Utah, and it is not related to T-Rex. Oh, I just love these names. It is a Carnosaurian. Theropod. Theropod meaning that they walk on 2 legs instead of 4 legs. Allosaurus did not exist in a vacuum, and it lived in the Morrison Formation, an environment that demanded extreme size for survival. If Allosaurus was the ultimate weapon, then our next dinosaur was the ultimate fortress. While Allosaurus was evolved for the sprint and strike, this next dinosaur was evolved for the reach. Let's move from the teeth and claws of the predator to the sheer crushing scale of Brachiosaurus. I think Jurassic Park did an mostly incredible job with portraying their dinosaurs. I don't know. Nature Fan 101. Do you know? Because I don't know. Did anybody have any questions up to this point? Yeah, Spinosaurus, I don't think was in North America. I think they're limited to... Yeah, the Spinosaurus was iffy at best. And the Dilophosaurus was also pretty bad. Also, later today at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will be looking at 2 more critters from prehistory. Dimorphodon. You know what? I'm just going to post it into the live because yeah, the spitters are not, we don't have evidence that such things existed. Yes. Definitely made up. Now we don't know. We don't know. It could be that there might have been venomous dinosaurs. We don't have any evidence of that. That's the great thing about doing these lives is you guys learn something new and I learn a whole bunch new. I don't have a sauropod. I mean, I do, but don't know right now. He's going to go back on the shelf. Sometimes I can't win. Okay, so this is High-Shan Tablox. So this is not Brachiosaurus. This is Apatosaurus or Brontosaurus. But we're going to use him as if he was. This sauropod was 22 meters long and 22 meters long or 72 feet long. It would have weighed around 469,000 kilograms or 1,033,968 pounds. At its tallest, Sean Tablox, if you don't stop it, you will be timed out. This guy would have stood, and by stood I mean from his feet to the top of the head was 13 meters or 43 feet from the feet up to the top of the head. Again, this is Apatosaurus, not Brachiosaurus. They would have lived around 152 to 145 million years ago. At one time, we thought that this animal was Giraffatitan. Just messed up that name too. Or that it was a species of Brachiosaurus. We know now that the two are very distinct animals. Yes, that is true too. We did believe that. We now know that's not true. Allosaurus, like Brachiosaurus, like Allosaurus, was discovered in Colorado. But Brachiosaurus would not be discovered until 1900. And it was discovered by Elmer S. Riggs, who, of course, came from Chicago. Well, keep in mind that the Earth was very different than it is now. Oxygen levels may have been higher. I don't know. What I think is interesting is how the rain that we have was the same rain that fell down on dinosaurs. Anyway, Elmer S. Riggs came from Chicago. And he came from the Field Museum. Antarctica would have had forest. Yes. Elmer would wait till 1903 to name Allosaurus. At the time of its discovery, Brachiosaurus was the largest dinosaur known to man. That is now not the case. The largest sauropod known to science is Argentinosaurus, and it is estimated to be 39.7 meters or 130 feet long and weighed 55 to 110 short tons, whatever that means. But there may be others that are bigger. I don't know. The femur of a Brachiosaurus would be roughly 2 meters long or 6.7 feet. So big. Gigantosaurus So Gigantosaurus is a meat-eating dinosaur. So, wait, this makes no sense. D-Man, I have Gigantosaurus showing up as a meat-eater and as a sauropod. He can't be both. So is he a sauropod or is he a... The National History Museum has him being a... So, yeah, he's showing up as a meat eater. And we don't have a full skeleton for him. See, that makes no sense. I can't answer something. Theropod. I'm sorry if I said the other name wrong. Yeah, but he can't be a sauropod or a theropod. If you could do that, I'm going to move on with Brachiosaurus. So, like I said, at the time of the discovery, Brachiosaurus was the largest dinosaur known to man. Cool. The question is, what was Brachiosaurus eating? Now, Brachiosaurus is a little bit different than my friend Apatosaurus here. Had a much longer neck than Apatosaurus. Brachiosaurus would have towered over Apatosaurus. They would have fed on vegetation, both of them. But Brachiosaur was going to be reaching into the tops of the trees. And he would have fed on leaves of conifers and tree ferns. Now, they do something that I've never heard of a herbivore doing, but they... Oh, shoot. I forgot. I forgot. I'm like, they're not here. Why aren't they here? He did. Actually, both of our dinosaurs would have preyed on... I have to remember that I have to send Peggy and Oscar links to the video. I completely forgot. Now that it's almost over. So what they would do, very different from other dinosaurs. Brachiosaurus did have teeth. But he would have grabbed the material that he's going to eat with his teeth, pulled it off the tree, and then swallowed it. and they would then get into the stomach, where the stomach would start to break down all of that food and into the intestines. They would have fed on a lot of material. 400 kilograms or 881 pounds of foliage every single day. Now, is Brachiosaurus and Brontosaurus the same thing? And the answer is no. They are not. Brachiosaurus is taller. Oh, you're welcome, Dusty Unk. These guys would have been... Brontosaurus would have been better adapted at eating ground-level vegetation versus Brachiosaurus, who, as we already said, is up at the top. You might actually have a cleaning app on your phone. I know mine does. Now, Brachiosaurus was not limited to just North America. Fossils have also been found in Tanzania. We're going to give it a few seconds to see if anybody comes in. But now it's time for some fun bridge activities, which I'm going to start doing on the channel. But are there any questions on Brachiosaurus? Have I covered everything that needs to be covered, or do we have more questions? You're going to find out once I know that I don't have questions. I'm going to make you jump through hoops. The eyes, I have no idea, Nature Fan. These look like yellow. These have yellow eyes. And Allosaurus has red eyes. That would be, I don't know about D-Man. Oh, did I not say that? Brachiosaurus was 13 meters or 43 feet. So 13 meters to 43 feet at the tallest. At the tallest. It's okay. You don't have to be sorry. So, I need to settle a debate. What is the best lazy snack of all time? Is it cereal at 11 p.m., leftover pizza, or just a slice of cheese from the fridge? Let me know by typing it into the chat. What is your favorite lazy time snack? If there is cold pizza, it is definitely leftover pizza. And guys, you can pick whatever yours is. For sure. Because we all have that different snack item that we love. Yeah. Brachiosaurus is crazy big, but he's still not the biggest, which is pretty crazy to think about. I would love, 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 love to see one of these guys alive. That's what I loved so much about Jurassic Park. Is watching the animals come on the scene. Yeah, cold pizza, definitely one of my faves. Oh, I do. Oh wait, if there's cold pizza in the house, it's mine usually. Um Now, you're going to forget your snacks because my next question is this. Forget dinosaurs for a second, and let's say you're going on a 48-hour camping trip in the middle of nowhere. But there's a catch. Because there has to be a catch, or it wouldn't be a good question, right? You can only bring 3 items that are currently in the room with you right now. What are you going to bring? Well, at least you'd have water. That was probably the most. I have no idea where that question came from. No idea at all. I would probably take binoculars, some type of guidebook. No, binoculars, a notebook, and a pencil. You can only bring 3 items. Remember that. Aww. Why not? Camping is fun. Even at 53, I think I'd go at 53. Who am I kidding? Getting lost is the best part. Definitely been there. Let's see. So coming up this week, we still have 2 more lives. Actually coming up this week, we have 3 lives, but I've already told you about one. And that is at Saturday, we have 2. We have the 1 p.m. live and that's Central Standard Time, by the way, and another at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I will be talking with you about 4 different animals tomorrow. At 2 at every live. They are going to be the blue-throated macaw and the Brazilian merganser, and the platypus and the quokka. Now, this is what is coming up next week. We are going to do another game day. We are doing the What Am I? I think that's probably the most popular game I've ever done with you guys. It is this game where you have to guess the plants or the animals. This time I'm going to use them, but you're only going to see just a little itty bitty bit of it. That's how we're going to do it. And also Tuesday, we're going to be looking at a colonist herb garden, and what might have jumped the garden wall and became an invasive. What if the trucks stop? We are in serious trouble just all across the board, D-Man. Friday, we are going to have a discussion on animals in Hollywood. And then Friday night, we are having a herbal tea chat with me. And I have no idea what the topic is going to be. I will work on that, maybe. Then that Saturday, we are talking about it's exploring nature. And this time, we're doing plants. We'll be doing the walking palm, the cannonball tree, at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, and then black sapote and the Mexican plum for the night. Now, for those of you who don't know, carry me through, that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about what will you do when the trucks stop arriving at the I think he's talking about what will you do if the trucks stop arriving at the grocery store. So I am also, for those of you that don't know, I am on Instagram. Not super active on there yet, but we'll get there. I'll get there. My name there is Nature Guy X12. And on TikTok, my name is Nature Guy 76. I finally have a working schedule for TikTok as far as lives go. And I will give you that here in just a second or two. I gotta figure out where it's at. That's what I'm looking for. It's going to be I thought I had Monday from 7 until 8:30 on TikTok Live. So the hours I will be going from 7 to 8:30. There will be topics. I just haven't got topics. On Wednesday, TikTok Live is slated for 1:30 to 3. And that's Wednesday. Thursday, no live stream. Friday, I thought I scheduled another one. And then Sunday, 7 to 8:30. Well, that's when you start using some of those plecos. I don't know if plecos are edible or not, but just stay away from any puffer fish. You'll be good. We are doing I will post the names because I'm not going to remember that. I know one of them is Dimorphodon. This is what is coming up tonight. Those are the animals for tonight. What was that? What was that, D-Man? What are you? Ew. Not really, I don't think. Was that the my comment about the plecos? Oh. Well, I mean, there's also cichlids. Some of those cichlids get pretty good size, don't they? The peacock or peacock bass. Ew, excuse me. I've been a bad boy and haven't ate anything today. I got up at 10, went down to my brother's house. So, my sister-in-law Oh, yeah, you are late, Jurassic. You missed the entire live. You better be here tonight. Yeah, you did. But that's okay because you can catch it probably tomorrow because it'll have to have time to process. That's why I wanted you here to fill in my blanks. I'm going to post it again for Jurassic. Those are the topics for tonight. So if I have any plant nerds in the house, nobody knows, nature fan. The eyes probably would not fossilize. Too well. Yeah. We do have some ideas on the skin, that is true. It would have to be some really freaky science thing that allows the eyes to last. So, can I complain about something really quick? I just want to complain about something really quick. Carrie probably won't care about this, but the guys might. I enjoyed playing Ark, which is a survival game, sort of, where you're stuck with crazy stuff out to get you, like T-Rex. There's all types of stuff. I still play it. I had like 6 or 7 dinosaurs tamed. Finally got a raptor tamed. I went to get into my game and it's gone. No idea. So I had to start over. I was so mad. So mad. I had my house built. I had like all of this stuff. I could do metal finally. And I died, and it's gone. Just gone. So mad. Okay. So, yes, oh man, that would be awesome. Yeah, I'm not. I'm actually on an island. I am in an island with mostly rocks. There is other stuff, of course, but Jurassic, what was your favorite pet? I guess call it. I wanted to get one of them little monkey things. I've never been able to though. Um let's see. So on Instagram, I am NatureGuyX12, Titanosaurus. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen one. On Instagram, my name is NatureGuyX12, and on TikTok, my name is NatureGuy76. Finally, guys, during the morning live, I will announce where we stand with our subscriber. That is tomorrow. I will announce our subscriber count and all that fun stuff. Working on a new story for the Spooky channel that involves another woman and another mirror. Wish me luck on that one as I start writing it. Before I go, fun fact for you guys. Because Brachiosaurus had such a long neck, and I don't know if this is true, I have no way of knowing, but if it sneezed, the air would have traveled at over 100 miles per hour. Don't get caught in the blast zone. I never got a megalodon, never got a Dunkleosteus either. But in my new game, I swam across the island that I like being on, and there were 2 megalodons in the water. I was a little bit scared, but I made it without getting killed. I didn't know either. I liked doing like creative stuff, and I'm creative, but sometimes when it comes time for the end of the live, I'm just done. Like the whole thing is just done, and I need help. So the results from the poll: could a pack of Allosaurus take down Brachiosaurus? And we have 80% of you saying yes, a pack with teamwork, and 20% of you saying nothing, nope's not happening, just too big. I don't know. That's what I read on one of the websites. They were talking about it. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, so it says that they may have hunted young or sick Brachiosaur, but a fully grown Brachiosaurus was too large for even an adult Allosaurus to tackle, though fossil evidence does show that Allosaurus ate sauropods and may have hunted them in groups or targeted juveniles using its powerful arms to grapple and its jaws like a hatchet to inflict deep wounds. That's what I hate about doing these, is you have to rely on other information, and it makes it really hard to find that. Oh, that makes me mad. See, that's why I wanted you here, Jurassic, because I knew you would know this stuff. Because I'm only as good as the information that I can get. That's good to know. I'm actually excited to do tonight because I know nothing about that second dinosaur. Absolutely nothing. Actually, I take that back. They're not dinosaurs. They're pterosaurs. Well, but even then, the information that I have, I'm only as good as the research I can get. That's why I try to stick to museums. Like a lot of what I got on Allosaurus came from the Utah Natural History Museum. Anyway, guys, I hate to say this, but I need to eat. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Sorry, Jurassic, that it was so short for you, but I gotta eat and get work done. I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.